What's going on, guys? It's your boy Taboo here. So I wanted to, make this video on Monday. I wanted to hold off on this for a while, but I've been getting so many questions like this over the last few days that I was just like, fuck it, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this shit. So this is gonna be about relationships and why you need to avoid them. I get questions like this all the time, about, hey, I like this girl and, what should I do? And, I got into a breakup and how are you dealing with depression whenever you went through this shit? And, you know, I know I have a lot of female fans, but I'm not going to lie to you. This is probably going to be, more for the guys, so from my experience, I always tell people, especially now, don't get yourself into a relationship. And I know this probably goes against everything that you've been taught your entire life, about how you should fall in love and that there's the one for you out there, and all that crap. And honestly, I feel like when you're young, maybe, yeah, date here and there, you're a guy, you're a girl, enjoy yourself, have fun, you're young, jump into, maybe a few type of relationships because that's going to give you experience on how to deal with certain types of situations. But you need to understand that whenever you end up in a relationship with someone, you are not just dating, you are giving your complete self to someone. And it's like I use this analogy whenever I was talking to one of my female friends, and I told her about why I don't like relationships anymore, because it's like you create this big fucking bomb, right, that can wipe out everything, and you give the code to someone else who isn't responsible enough to not press the button, so they press the button and they fuck everything up. You have to forgive me, I'm kind of sick. So it's like whenever you're in a relationship, everything that you feel that's love, reverse that around into pain and suffering and sadness and depression whenever shit doesn't go right. I have been in a couple different relationships that have lasted, more than a year and a half, 3 years. And one thing that I can tell you is that there is no the one. There's multiple ones out there for you because it's a numbers game. There's a fuckload of people in the world. You can't say this girl is the one for me, because if you guys break up and you get depressed and you get sad and shit, and eventually if you come out of that, you're gonna find someone else. If you've been in multiple relationships, you know what I'm talking about. So relationships are not good for you, especially if you're a guy, because you as a man, you need to focus on what your calling is. You need to focus on what you are good at. You need to manifest your goals and your dreams and your destiny. You need to figure out what you want for yourself. Women, they're designed differently from us. You need to realize that when you chase a girl and you're chasing women and you're chasing relationships, you're not gonna get one because you're chasing it. It's like you're whenever you're playing fetch with a dog and you throw the ball and the dog grabs it and you try to chase the dog to get the ball back. What do you think the dog's gonna fucking do? He's not gonna stop and say, here you go. He's gonna run away from you. But once you either have something the dog wants or you walk away and you don't pay attention to it, what does he do? He walks over to you, he drops the ball, and he wants you to play with him again. That's how it goes, with relationships and interacting with females. You got to understand, you should not be asking yourself, what should I do to get this woman's attention and what should I do to get her to like me? You should be looking at yourself and saying, why doesn't this bitch fucking like me? I am awesome. You need to build yourself. You need to focus on yourself, and you need to look within yourself and ask yourself, what is awesome about me that I should attract someone to me? Because once you start building yourself, why do you think all these, even people who are shitty ass people that are rich as fuck, why do you think they have so many girls, in their comments and, just flooding them? And they don't give a fuck about the personality. They don't care. All they care about is the lifestyle that you can provide for them financially. And it's pretty much, it's like an ego thing. It's like a financial thing. If you got money and you can live a lifestyle that will be able to support the kind of lifestyle that a girl wants, you'll get her, no fucking doubt about it. That's why supposedly popular guys get the fucking hot chicks, because it's a social thing. They look like they have like social dominance, and girls like socially dominant guys because girls are social. That shit's crazy. I know. And I know for myself, me being me, whenever I was in a relationship, it wasn't productive for me at all. It was fun, awesome, and all that shit at the beginning of the relationship, whenever you're in that honeymoon stage, but once a girl gets comfortable in a relationship, I'm not sure if this is vice versa. I don't know. I'm just speaking from like a guy's point of view. So I don't know how it goes with girls, and guys in a relationship. But I can tell you for a fact that when a woman gets comfortable in a relationship, you will start to see the true self of her. If she was nice and sweet at the beginning and then, a few months down turns into a bitch, maybe a few weeks, then that's who she really is, and she was putting up a facade. Relationships will distract you. I know guys who, were awesome and, they had dreams, big dreams. They get into a relationship and they completely neglect their friends, they neglect their health, they neglect their dreams, they neglect their passions, all for some fucking pussy, like some vagina. That's all. They neglect everything that they really stood for. They neglect it all for a girl. And then you see the chick and she either probably doesn't look that good, or she's like a conniving, manipulating person, and she dictates who he can see and who he can hang out with. And I'm pretty sure if you're a guy, you've felt this or you've seen this before. You had a guy friend, he gets into a relationship, and then all of a sudden he disappears. And then they break up, and then he appears again like, oh man, dude, that girl was a bitch. But it's like, yeah, but you cut all your real people off for a bitch. So what does that say about you? And, it's not healthy. I don't think that anyone that's a guy who thinks logically would want to put themselves in a relationship if you are aspiring to be great, because you need to look at a woman as like an accessory, to your life if you want to have one. It's like, do I need this luxury car? No, but I want it, so I'm gonna get it. But the difference between a car and a fucking girl is that if you marry a woman, she could fuck your whole life up and take everything you worked hard for, I mean, it might sound a little harsh to people who don't know about, the whole red pill MGTOW philosophy, which is something that I really stand by. And I don't really like to talk about it publicly with my music stuff because I know I do have female fans. But fuck it, the cat's out of the bag, I'm very anti, marriage. I'm very anti allowing women to manipulate men because I've seen it and I've been through it my whole life. I've almost killed myself, dealing with a woman who was telling me, I don't want you anymore, I don't care about you anymore, I don't love you anymore, you need to blah blah, move on, and then a week or two later she's texting me seeing how I'm doing. That's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. It's like, it's like one of those things, I guess it's like a drug addiction, right, where it's bad for you but you still want it because it's like, she's hot. She's so beautiful, she's so gorgeous, I want her. Yeah, it's a chemical reaction. We're men, we're supposed to fall in love with women and we're supposed to feel that feeling, but you need to realize that it's just a feeling, and you need to think about, like, honestly, go beat your meat, and you'll come to your senses and you'll be like, well, what the fuck was I thinking? Just understand that it's all just a feeling. And then once you actually get yourself into a relationship, if you are not a mangina, simpy ass motherfucker, you will get into a relationship and you will notice things in your life changing. Sometimes it'll be good for a little bit, and then you'll realize, like, man, I'm in a cycle of arguing all the time. She's like manipulating my brain and making me fucking pissed off one day, sad one day. You're going through a mix of emotions and shit. But then there's guys, I know guys like this. I don't even fuck with them anymore because they're like this. They get into relationships and they let the girl dictate them, and they become this fucking like blob of just fucking like ooby gooey lovey shit. They're like, oh my god, I love you so much, baby, you're my whole fucking world. Like that kind of shit. Get that the fuck out of here. And a lot of those guys neglect their passions, and they neglect their friends, and they neglect their hobbies. And then as soon as that girl says, fuck you, I'm gonna go with fucking Chad the rich guy because you're not doing shit with your life, that person's going to be all sad and fucking crying all the fucking time and calling you, being depressed and complaining about it. You tried to warn him. I know I'm kind of going a little bit longer with this than I expected, but this is like one of those subjects that I could talk about for hours. So I don't even know how long I've been talking, but I'm probably going to try to cut this a little bit short because I've got some things to do today. And like I said, I want to try to at least do one of these videos a week. So long story short, if you are a guy, a young guy, if you're in high school, yeah, talk to chicks, get into a couple, non-serious relationships here and there, go get your willy wet, but be careful, man, because a relationship can be the difference between you being successful and you, looking at yourself 10 years from now, like, why the fuck did I allow this person to control me and manipulate me and make me depressed and, you know, get my life fucked up, you know? So pretty much, just be aware, chase your dreams. This ties into what I said about chasing your dreams. Chase your fucking goals, don't let anyone, anything, or any person get in the way of that. Don't focus on trying to find the perfect one. You are the perfect one. You just need to focus on yourself. And whoever wants you will want to come to you. You need to build yourself, because that girl that you're chasing does not give a fuck about you. She's only looking for the best situation for her. You just want her because you think she's hot or she's beautiful or you like some fucking stupid quality about her. Focus on yourself, and I promise you, that line of advice is probably the most solid thing you can take away from this entire thing. Focus on yourself. Build yourself. And you will have anything you want in this world. All right, guys, it's your boy Taboo. I'm going to get out of here, man. Y'all have a great day. Chase your dreams and fuck the bullshit. Live your life. Thor and Hell series, actually, Hellraiser series just dropped on Spotify a couple of days ago. So if you guys haven't checked out my Spotify, I got a brand new playlist up there for you guys with all the latest shit that you guys have been missing from Spotify due to all the bullshit that was going on before. Anyways, peace out, guys. Much love.